Welcome back, generals, to another Let's Fix General 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Okay, so let's take a look here. What did we do? Oh, this one didn't build. Oof, oof, oof. Map cache builder. Okay. Map cache builder didn't build. Let's see. What's the error? Okay, I see. Looks like we can't just remove that profile then. Okay, map cache builder. Map cache builder. Okay, let's go back to map cache builder. Here. Good, so so it looks like we need to re-add at least that profile. So let's just add back both. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I push that. Okay. Delete. Main branch. Pull rebase. Okay. We look at launcher. We look at patch gets. Maybe we shouldn't have done this one here. Patch gets. Can we remove it? It will be difficult, I think. to wonder, is it possible to... Set debug. Set profile. Is this possible? Can we edit it that way? Create a fix-up commit. Let's see. Stage. Checkout branch. That doesn't work. Stage pop. Set debug. Advanced fix up commit. Okay. Then rebase, 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 interactive squash. Solve. There we go. Ah, shit. I'm not sure if I did it correctly. Yeah, we did not. Shit. Okay. 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 Now it should be correct. Let's build it locally. Configure. Okay. Very nice. Well, unfortunate that 1.901.09 broke compatibility. No one noticed. Okay. Good. Then that works. That's great. Let's double check it once more. Push it. Let's see, launcher, image picker. Here I also removed. Let's re-add that as well. Image picker. Image picker. Debug window, I didn't have that, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, then let's get back to main branch. Okay, so I don't think there are many tools left. Let's see. Yeah, let's do let's do GUI edit next. Let's go. GUI edit. GUI edit. Compare. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Okay, there are some differences. Save. Okay. Well, that's not much of a difference, isn't it? That's it. Just a white space difference. Okay. Load the combo box with string names. Huh. The mapped image collection, enum. The mapped image collection. Image collection. Enum. Okay. So we can't proceed with GUI edit. It has dependencies. So ours seems like a no compromise better version. Particle editor. Let's have a look at particle editor then. But I mean, if GUI edit already has diffs, then I don't have much hope for particle editor. Particle editor. Oof. It could be okay. Let's see. What do we have here? Okay, just a white space. Resource. Smudge reversed. Smudges don't use textures. Okay. 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 Well, so far so good. Oof. 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 Okay. Aha. Aha. Angle X. Yeah, now the question is, why was angle X and Y removed? Angle X, Y, initial angle around X-axis. Initial angle Z. Hmm. Well, that's a problem. Yeah, particle system. Angle X, angle Y. Angle X, angle Y. I wonder, does this also reflect in the particle system inis? Is there like an angle? Yeah, here, angle X, angle Y. If we open this guy, oops, if we open this guy in here, if we search for all angle X's, okay, angle X, right, angle X. Okay, so there are some non-zero values in here. And if we open it in 0 hour, let me see. Generals lose data any particle system. There we go. So this one only has an angle Z. It doesn't have angle X, Y. Okay. So particle system angle x, angle x, angle y. What does it do in generals? Is it useful? I'm looking into porting that to 0 hour because it is a dependency for particle editor tool. However, we need to understand if this is really useful to have. Where? Pretty sure I merged all from Thompson's. Angle X, angle Y, angle Z. Author Thompson's 26. Backports various things. Thompson's only has drafts opened. We do not merge drafts. Where does it say that? was deliberately removed. That never lived on to any other such game. All others have XY. Pretty sure particle is local. Okay, let's go to wherever that file is, particle system, include game client particle sys. Okay, code. What was it? Game engine, right? Code game engine. Game engine includes. Oof. How? Well, it doesn't help much that they are in different folders. Okay, what was it? Game client, particle sys, game client, particle sys. Oh, they also removed angular rates. Huh. Angular rates is also gone. Okay. Angular rates. Sorry. Angular rates. That's weird. Angular rate. Smudge. Okay, where's that comments? Let me see. No. Game client. Particle sys. Where do we find that? Can we like search for names or something here? Particle sys is located in game client system. Game client system. There we go. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, so what do we have? Temporary value to save out for backwards compatibility when we supported XY. Huh. 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 Interesting. Poof. Okay, so there is certainly a comment, yeah. Yeah. Fire toxin probably don't make it so simple. Particle editor can be moved, but we'll need to do if def. Okay, how about so this particle editor, particle edits. Pass particle edit. So this one is available in release. Okay, how about we do the following? We go to game code builds VC6 generals code tools particle editor oh yeah, particle editor. Oh, that's one. So if we take this guy now and we put this guy into generals here, yeah, and then we do a create shortcut and we do particle edit -win particle edit. Can we do that? I've never used a particle editor, so I don't really know what will happen here. Win minus particle edits. Did we write that correctly? Let's see what happens. Particle edits. Close enough. Okay, it's there. Yeah. Okay, and now what? How do we test this now? We need to get some particle effects. Question is, which one is good? This one is good. This one. We don't have a list. I think we need to extract. We probably need to put the particle system in data ini, right? Let me see. Data ini. Let's restart. Let's try again. If we can find the executable. Aha, there we go. Okay. So the question is, can we like spawn some item here? Oh, it's still, it's empty. Ah, there we go. Okay. So if we select here fire test, can we like place it or? I don't know if there's like a shortcut key or something which we can place it with. Or I'm not sure. Go. Oof. It would be great if you could just like spawn a particle somewhere, right? Okay, but maybe we can. How about we take China and we put a big dragon tank, big firewall. Yeah, then we get plenty particle effects, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that is a particle effect. Yeah. The problem is the game is a bit fast. We probably should have launched with Gen2. Yeah, let's restart. Let's enable Gen2. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so now we have a FPS limit here. remove that. Let's take the dragon tank. You could also take this guy here and make some firestorms. Yeah. Okay, and then we shoot here. There we go. Oh, it doesn't do firestorms. Look at that. Seems that that is a 0-hour feature then. Okay. Let's put 30 FPS, so we have some bright fire here, yeah? Good. Well, the problem is it's so bright we can barely see it. How about we move it here onto the bridge? Well, it's still hard to see. Okay. Good. Let's search for system dragon firewall segment system. Could be that. Let's see. There should be like a size somewhere. Particular lifetime. We first need to find out if this is really the correct particle system. How do we do that? Let's just increase the lifetime here. See what happens. Oh yeah. Okay, it is this particle, yeah. Okay. Good. So the lifetime is long now. Okay, good. Interesting that there's this green smoke coming. Green fire. Yeah. Okay. So what happens if we change the angle here? Let's say we put it here 45. 45. 45. 45. I see nothing. Yeah, the question is, how do we find out what this does? I don't know. I don't know. 45. Does it look different in any way or not? Hard to say. The problem is it shoots so many. How about we... Burst delay. Burst count. Where's the burst count? Burst count. Here. 1. Oh. Okay. The problem is it shoots so many things. How about we try an overlord? Well, maybe... So this overlord, when it shoots... Oh, it's really hard to tell, man. Can we spawn less particles here, maybe? Nope. There we go. Okay, can we say... I want less things spawned. How do we do that? I don't think we have control over that now. Because it's bound to the actual fire rate of the thing, right? There's a burst delay. What if we set that to 100? Does that change anything? Yeah, it makes less particles. Okay, how about we increase... Let's increase lifetime. Can we... Can we stop them from going upwards so fast? It flies upwards, right? Why does it fly upwards so fast? I don't know. Okay, how about we increase the size of these guys? Where do we do that? Size. Here. Size rate. Yeah. Let's do start size 20. 20. That should create bigger ones, no? Yeah. Well, it doesn't help much with the visibility. So if we do 0, 0, 0, 0. Angle. Let's put the angular rate at 30. 30. What happens then? But it's so hard to see because it moves so much. We need a particle that does nothing, that doesn't move. It doesn't move. Okay, how do we do that? We remove the drift velocity. No. I'm wondering, by the way, anyway, why this has a drift velocity. Because it should drift towards the direction we flame and not in any other direction, right? So that's kind of weird. Okay. Maybe this is a bad thing to test with because it's bound to the fire, to the missile weapon that this thing shoots, which makes it hard to like make it stationary, right? So maybe we should use this chimney thing here if we can figure out what that is. Smoke. 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 I can't remember what it's called. Is it reactor or something? Reactor. The chimney. Chimney smoke. I don't know. Let me see. Nuclear reactor. Nuclear reactor. This guy. Steam vent. Steam vent. Yeah, it's this one, isn't it? Steam vent. Yeah, I think it's that one. Steam vent. Okay, let's see. It's start size 50. 50. No, it doesn't seem to be that. It's to 500. No, it's not that. What is it? Steam large. Steam large. So 100, 200. It's also not that. What is it? Jesus Christ. Steam medium. Yeah, it can only be Steam vent, medium, large. Well, let's try medium then. It's not that. That is strange. Condition state. Let's search for the other China power plants. Well, this is 0 hour, but I mean, it should be the same in generals, right? Yeah. Here. Steam vent. That's the one. Steam vent. We made it outrageously large. But nothing changes. Go. What can we do here? It would be nice to just like click somewhere and place a particle effect. Right. I could have sworn that the steam vent is a one. Steam vent. Let's search for this guy. Pretty sure we edited this guy already. Steam vent. Here. Steam vent. No, we didn't touch it actually. We touched this one. Drift velocity. Steam vent. The America power plant also uses it. Let me see, maybe it's different in generals. Let's go to China, faction, China, why is there no building here? Here, faction building, there we go. Let's search for steam vent. It's already here in a GLA hole. Command center. Let's search for China power plant. There we go. Steam vent. It uses steam vent twice. Yeah. So why is this not working? Oh. There we go. Okay, we have a pretty fat particle now. Okay. Maybe it's a bit too large. Let's decrease the size to 100. How about that? Maybe the emitter has to reload. That could be. To update. So the okay, I see. Okay. Okay, now we have a pretty fat particle. How about we make it stationary now? Maybe not. Let's change the angle here, 90, 90. Let's see if anything changes. 90, 90. Okay, so. Let's remove the Z. Z00. Yeah, Z00. Let's remove the drift velocity. Yeah. Okay, so now it basically it's just a blob that flies upwards. Why is it flying upwards? Gravity. Let's remove the gravity. Okay. Okay, now it is stationary. Look at that. Okay, how about we also change the size rate to 0. Size rate 0. Okay, so it's just a particle now. That should be stationary. Almost. Let's go to burst particle lifetime, burst delay, let's do 60 One particle every 60. There we go. Oh, that's not good. Okay, let's disable the fade out. How do we do that? Ping pong motion. Let's do particle lifetime color scale. How do we? It must be color, right? Color. Where's color? Here. Aha. Frame 0. Yeah. Okay. Let's do 1 1 1 1. Yeah. I should do colors. Let's put that here. We have enough space, right? Okay. There we go. Okay, so now we have a pretty static particle effect, right? Above the chimney. Okay, now if we rotate this guy here, let's say we put 100, 180, 180, yeah. Has this changed? Best counts. Looks like it has a bit of positional offset or rotational offset. How is that happening? What velocity? Not sure where that is coming from. Okay, so let's say we rotate this 0 0. What has changed? I don't know what has changed. Let's try this one here. 180, 180. I see nothing. What happens if we change the Z? 180, 180. I mean, it's a billboard. It always rotates to the camera. I still don't understand. There is there is a switch for ground alignment, right? Mid above ground only. Okay, so this black dot is now here at the top, sort of, right? So let's say we put this to 0. Does anything change then? Not really, no. We should probably have like a texture which is more representative of something. Hollow emitter. Align on XY plane. Okay, so now it's flat. Okay, so if we now use the Z rotation, then the black dot should be on the opposite side, right? If we put it here on 0, 0. Yeah, okay, so this works. Yeah. So with this, we can rotate it. But now let's rotate this by 90. What does that do? It does nothing. 180. That doesn't seem to do anything. Okay. Angle, X, Y, Z. So if we change the rotation here to 180, does it change anything if it's not ground aligned? Oh, it does actually. Now it's up here. Could it be that they removed it because XY simply has no effect on that thing? It doesn't do anything. So the Z rotation, it will rotate it if it's a billboard, and it will also rotate it if it's on the ground. But since it's only ever, you can only align the particle on the ground or make it a billboard, right? It's not like that you cannot make this thing rotate on an axis. So how do I describe it? If you open Paint, yeah. So this is our particle, yeah. And so this is the billboard, and it's always facing the camera, right? So, well, I made it round, but realistically, it's like a rectangle, the texture, right? It's a rectangle, and no matter which rotation we have, it always faces the camera, right? Like this, right? So it's always player facing, camera facing, right? Or it is aligned to the ground, right? So if we change the camera like this, yeah, and we set this particle to align on the XY plane, yeah, then it would be aligned now on the ground, right? Well, on the XY plane like this. So it's no longer facing the camera. But we cannot make this particle face a direction other than this. Yeah, so we cannot align it, for example, to the mountainside, right? Like this. Like have it like this aligned, right? Only to the ground or towards the camera. Yeah, and that's why I think angle X and angle Y make no sense. Hmm. 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 So how is this used in code then? Angle X. There we go. Rotate. Rotate. Set instance matrix. Set position. Drop. Okay, so this sets a rotation, but I guess it's then overwritten somewhere, or it's not? Set instance matrix. And let me see. Rotate X, rotate Y. Updates. If we set the angular rate to, let's say 10, yeah, 10, 10. Then we set this to 0 and 0, yeah. And then we move this, and then we refresh. It's not rotating or anything. It's not doing anything. So it seems that it would be overwritten by the rotation that sets it facing the camera, right? So where does that happen? Where does that happen? Where would that happen? Particle updates. Let's see where this one is called. Particle up towards emitter. Particle up towards. I am surprised by this because it does mean that it does affect the rotation, but it's not true because it's forced as a billboard or forced on XY plane, right? I'm a bit. Let me see this XY plane. Is this, can we find this here? XY plane. Ground aligned. There we go. It's ground aligned. Let's search for this guy. Oof. Oh, that's a lot of hits. Ground aligned. Here, should billboards. Let's search for this guy. Do particles. Point group. Set billboards. Okay, what does that do? Point group. Huh? We are suddenly going into W3D particle system. Aha, transform billboard. Update arrays. If it is ground aligned, and we rotate, okay, it doesn't. Okay. Okay, I still haven't seen yet where does this billboarding or ground alignments. I mean, it must be here somewhere. Well, it could be here, get billboards. Maybe not. It's never called. What excitation is that? If we're not billboarding, okay, it creates a new rotation matrix. Creates a Z rotation. Okay, so here it is creating the Z rotation. Okay, where does this? Point orientation. So it's probably like 3 XYZ and then an angle or something like that, right? Float angle. Float angle. Okay, so it just takes an angle. Build a matrix which rotates around the z-axis. Which rotates around the z-axis. And so if it is billboarding, then what? I would have expected, like, if billboard, do this, else do that. But it doesn't seem to do that. View. Result. View. Billboards. Need to interrupt this process. Okay, but from testing, it looks like it will only ever use the Z rotation. So that Z rotation will control the rotation from the billboard if it's facing the camera, and it will affect the rotation when it's sitting flat on the XY plane. And the X and the Y angles, they never get anywhere. Yeah. So it's probably like the rotation matrix is built, but then the particle system down here, it overrides these angles. Yeah. Because it will either billboard or align to the ground. Yeah. So these seems to be useless, these values. Yeah. Unify launcher. Suggestions. The first means it unifies the codes between generals and 0 hour, but does not move the files to core yet. Yeah. Maybe unify is the wrong term. I do not know better words. Okay. I will adjust. I tested particle and found that x y angle is useless because particles only have two modes. Billboard and ground alliance, and the rotation for these two only comes with z angle. So XY angle can be removed and 0 hour implement can be removed. As it is in 0 hour. Tour. Debug window is actually moved entirely to core, not just files. Yeah, okay, so what we can do is we can remove XY angle from particles in generals, right? Yeah. So we okay with removing XY angle from generals? Or does anyone want to keep it? Well, I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, it's obsolete, so I would say we remove it. XY angle from generals. Do it like it is in 0 hour. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Which one needs reviewing? Please poke me when important. I have trouble catching up with all the reviews. It's not related to W3D files. Zero hour simply has no XY rotation data in particle systems. Any. I think it is okay to remove these because the particle, yeah, well, I already explained. Yes, X, Y angles are set in generals particle systems, but they effectively are unused because the way particles are rotated in the world billboards, both billboards and grounds aligned will eliminate XY angles, will overwrite. Yes, let's finish the headless first. Yeah. So if particles had a way to not render as billboards or ground aligned, but like in some other way, I don't know, wall aligned, bridge aligned, I don't know. So that you could rotate, a particle. XY angle for particle makes sense if we want to support particles. For particle makes sense if we want to support particles that can be aligned to walls, like buildings or dams or so. But even then it makes no sense, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to have them XY rotated. You can... Yeah, I think it doesn't make sense. Ground align. Would there be any reason to align them? How about we recover the generals XY angles, but we put them in a if def, put them behind a macro. Have them compiled out. I mean, it's kind of useless because, I mean, not using it, but then at least we have it recorded in the code. Okay, let's reset this for now here. Pitch get. Revert, unify pitch get. unify code of PitchGit tool. There we go. And then we have launcher. If I code of launcher. I would not know what we would use XY angles for, but does not hurt to have it compiled out visibly for documentation at least. Documentation, so to say. Okay, then yeah, I think that investigation is done. Yeah, I would say next session we then do some changes to particle where we remove XY from generals and hopefully it won't crash. Yeah, it might crash in ways, right? If we remove it. I have to test that, yeah. No, we will figure something out, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Let's see if we can merge anything. Okay. Delete branch. Okay, this will probably give us some merge conflicts here. Maybe. Maybe not. Map cache builder tool files. Okay. Okay, there we need to resolve a conflict. Rebase. Image packer. Image packer. Okay. Reducing null checks is a good strategy. If we have just a few at the end, then this will be fine. Okay, let's wait for this build to finish. And then, yeah, that was a useless presentation I did here. Because I can't really draw in 3D here. So that's a billboard, and then the ground aligned is, I don't know, like this, ground aligned. Yeah. So like upwards. That's a ground aligned, and that's a camera facing, right? So this here, this faces the camera. Yeah. Yeah. And then it doesn't make sense to have an XY angle rotate this stuff, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. Then we did merge the image packer. No. And we are about to merge the map cache builder. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Do we know what this debug code is? Okay, I think I will I will end it here. Then I wish you a great day or night. Until next time, goodbye.